Welcome to Season 4 of Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Hello and welcome to another Casual Camping Podcast. I'm Ade.
Sorry, I was having a sip of coffee, but it's Tim.
Yay! This week, you lovely listeners, we are in a field in Edale, which is in Derbyshire, middle of the country for those that don't know it, but we are at a show called Outdoor and Socials, and basically we're in a tent-filled field, and it's brilliant. There's a slight breeze, there's no rain, and we're with lots of other like-minded people. Isn't it great, Tim?
It's absolutely incredible, really. We've been really looking forward to coming to this show. So Outdoor and Social is where the people who work in outdoor retail get to come into the field and play with all the toys. And there's loads of brands here, loads of big brands, you know, real big names, smaller names as well. They've brought all their toys and people get to play with them all. And it just looks amazing, doesn't it, Ade?
It really does look amazing. I mean, there's flags for everybody. So some of the brands that are here, we've got Primus, Salomon, Keen, Van Gogh, Sherpa, Grangers, Nemo, No. Who are them?
Who are them? Who are they?
Who are them? They've got nice stuff there. And Craghoppers and many, many others. There's Hilleberg here. And I don't think I've ever been to a site where everything in the range is pitched so that you can have a play with it. People are here, they're doing not only show and tell, but try. We've said it before, you people in the shops where you might go and ask some advice, they're experts, and it's things like this that make them experts because they're giving their time up to come, be trained by the people that make their stuff that they're trying to sell. And, you know, the sun's trying to come out and it's brilliant.
You know, not only are we in a field, but we're in a field with loads of amazing equipment, loads of amazing people. We're on, you said we're in Edale, we're on Newfold Farm, which, you know, we come to quite often. We were here winter camping just a few weeks ago in the snow and the ice. We're back at this amazing campsite. So if you are in the UK, it's kind of a must. You've got to tick this place off your list because it's pretty incredible. It's a great site, really friendly people, and we're just having a great time, aren't we? I love the fact that it's called Outdoor and Social because there's a lot of social that goes on here, isn't there, Ade?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you and I are not the most social. Okay, we are. Thankfully, there is some beers, and I think that's the whole thing. It's about making friends, whether that's with a brand or whether it's just people that are doing the same job as you in another shop. But actually, what they've all got in common is the outdoor industry, and you know, we are people where the end user, we spend our money on this stuff, and really, really nice to see that the outdoor industry is investing in training. You know, there are those shops out there, so you know there's a lot of retailers, UK retailers here. I know that other parts of the world they do their own training, but you know, once again, have the confidence in those individuals that are in those shops.
Yeah, well said. We played darts last night, didn't we? And we played pretty terribly. We've got a quiz tonight, and we're probably going to play equally terribly at that. But it's a real good laugh, isn't it? We've made some new friends already, and it's just a really cool thing to be at. We're going to get out and about and talk to a lot of brands, talk to a lot of people who've come here. We've had a bit of a chat with one of the organisers, which was Kev. Why don't we go to that little interview and he can introduce what Outdoor and Social is probably way better than we can. Right, we are sat in a field with Kev. Instagram, go with Kev. You're the MC, the compare for where we are. But let our listeners describe where we are and what we're doing, and why is everybody here? Why are we sat in a field?
Well, we're sat in a field because it's always a beautiful place to sit, that's for sure, obviously. But yeah, my name's Kev Harris, and I have been a friend to this event since its inception 3 years ago. And year 3, we're sitting here now. It is bigger and better than ever. And that's often said at things like this, but it really is. And what is it all about? Well, we've got a community of people that have come together for the social, the outdoor and social, which is always a great reason for people to get together. But what we've got here then are retail shop staff from Go Outdoors, from Ellis Brigham, from Taunton Leisure, from Tyzo's, from lots of big retailers. And they're coming here to learn directly from the brands of the products that they stock in store. So that means that they'll be here with the guys from Jetboil, with the guys from Vango, learning about that product, why it is the way it is. So when they go back into the store next week, they're just more empowered and enthusiastic about selling that product. And having seen it for 3 years now, the results are tangible, and the smiles on the faces of the people when they all leave come the end of it. It's just, it's almost money can't buy type stuff. It really is. It's great.
You really can see it on people's faces. People are really excited to get their hands on stuff. I've never. I'm saying I'm sat in a camping field. I was about to say I've never seen so many tents in a camping field. That's like a really stupid thing to say. But there are so many tents here. And what's lovely is all those people that have come from those stores to see all this equipment, they're all staying in the tents. It's great. You saw them yesterday scrambling around deciding which ones they were going to camp in. And it's just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. We did have the option to choose a tent to go stay in. We've got our own, but how nice to try something out. I'd like to go in Hilleberg. He was offering us that.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, if you are a store colleague from, I don't know, Birmingham or Manchester or Liverpool or wherever it is, or somewhere down south, because there's other stores down south, you see all these tents on the shelves and they're all in the bags and they all look the same. But you come here and suddenly there's the full range of Hilleberg tents. There's the full range of Vango tents. You can see the difference between, a Banshee or another one like a Helvellyn or something, if we're going to talk Vango. But you can see all the differences in all the tents. And that just means that when that person goes back to the store next week to look at that wall of tents that they're about to try and sell a family or an individual, they can say, I know what that one is, and I slept in that one last week, and that one's really good. But for you, this is a better one and they've got the answer. And that's why it's great.
Yeah, we've said all along, several times that go into the local stores, look at stuff online, do your virtual shopping and stuff, and have a look in the virtual shop windows. But go into the stores is so important, because you can see the stuff, you can feel the stuff, but actually you talk to the staff who really, really know what they're talking about. And this event is really about how they know that, isn't it? It's what else is going on at the moment?
Well, throughout the 3 days that we're up here, obviously there's a whole lot of retail training going on. So shop staff are getting trained on product. But then within that as well, there's time for those shop staff to go out and experience where we are here in Edale. The Edale skyline, as we sit here and look at it, is stunning. You guys had a perfect view this morning of the sunrise from just over there. But Sam Sykes is mountain schooler here. He's got a whole group of mountain leaders and team leaders who are here. They're taking people off on hikes, on trail runs, hikes with navigation. The climbing wall is open. So in addition to actually trialling product, those retail staff are experiencing where we are. Again, maybe doing it for the first time, but just adding weight to their experience of using the product and going back to the store engaged and empowered and feeling like, this is brilliant. I love the great outdoors, and I know you're going to love this pair of boots because I walked in them last week, and you just... I say you can't buy that. You can buy that because you can come here and get involved. You know what I mean? But it's so tangible, the energy that some of the people leave with. So, it's brilliant.
We witnessed that last night. People that are here on their own time, they're using holiday to be here. Yeah. If you're sat here listening and you think, actually, I work in the outdoor industry, who can come? How do they come?
Yeah, so basically, if you work in an outdoor retailer, reach out to your manager, reach out to your line manager, say, I've heard about Outdoor and Social, get in touch with Adam or Keith, who are the event organisers, or ask your manager to. The issue, obviously, and I understand this, even though I don't work in a store, the issue is obviously for stores to take staff out of the shop to be here for 3 days. The shop is thinking, I can't afford for that to happen. I would say to those managers and those stores, let your people come. It's 3 days in March. Invest in them to come here, have an experience. And I guarantee that when they're back in the store a week later, and then for April, May, June, July and August, and as the season goes on, they will be better salespeople. So that investment will be worth it. But in the first instance, if you're listening to this and you work in the outdoor industry, reach out to the guys, perhaps via Instagram or via the website, Outdoor and Social.
Yeah, that's that it.
And and also as well, sorry interrupting you, but that's just talking about how retail staff can get involved. If you're a brand that wants to be here, you absolutely should be here because, working on the brand side, it's difficult to get round all of your retailers up and down the country and reach out to shop staff. Well, come here and speak to 50 members of staff in one day. And then you've just ticked a load of boxes, haven't you?
Yeah, and we're lucky because we get to go to a few trade shows. We get to go to stuff that the public can't get to. We get to go to public shows as well, and they're great. They are absolutely great because you can see the stuff there, but seeing it in its natural habitat is totally different.
It's totally different, and it just energizes people. The brand village, which is just across from where we're sat right now, it has the backdrop of the Edale skyline. We're sitting here under a sort of slightly windy but warm afternoon, and it just creates a different vibe. It creates a different environment. We're sitting here by your lovely, fire pit that's roaring away. There's some great Swedish people up there who are cooking pancakes over open fire on a hot skillet that they've bought from Sweden. It's just a really nice vibe. It sounds almost cheesy to say that there's so many nice people here, but there are. And it's just awesome. It's fun. We're sort of doing the learning in the daytime, enjoying a coffee or a pancake or whatever over fire in the afternoon, and then of an evening, there's beer in the marquee. There's a pub quiz tonight. We had the darts competition last night.
Don't mention the darts. We were shocking at the darts.
We really were. I don't think I got one, but
you've just reminded me, Ade, your darts technique. It brought a smile to my face. I remember seeing you go up and throw the dart, and it was almost a two-handed manoeuvre.
Just like that.
It was that. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that.
I've got no technique. That is quite. I think as well as the brands, people are out on hikes today, so they're actually using the kit. They're going up some quite steep things, but there's something for all levels as well. Yeah. So I'm doing some theory, navigation later on. I've never really done that. I've always thought that I would know a map, but I thought I'd better check in. Yeah. You're doing a much more.
There's 3 levels of navigation. There's like advanced. There's
intermediate.
Yeah, probably, and then sort of starter. And I'm going out and navigating, but it's an easy route. I think they're going to give us. I didn't want the too scary one. They'll lose me somewhere over the hills.
Well, you'll be in safe hands with Sam and his crew. If they lose you, then there is a problem. But I doubt they will. I doubt they will. And it's a nice clear day, so you really shouldn't get lost.
No, and it's such a beautiful place. Such a beautiful place. You said a second ago about people are really friendly. The outdoor community is, though, isn't it? It's just a really friendly community. We say that all the time as well. If you're stuck with something, just ask somebody, and somebody will help you because it's just that kind of community, isn't it? They're just great people.
Yeah, they are. And I just did a quick little loop yesterday afternoon. I went up Mam Tor along the ridge line and back down past its Blue John Cavern, isn't it, up here, Blue John Stone, past there. And I met a chap who'd walked from quite some distance away, been on his boots for about 3 or 4 hours at that point. But we stopped and had a nice, pleasant sort of 5 or 10 minute chat. Didn't know his name, may or may never see him again. But for 10 minutes, we, shared a moment and we said, right, see you, mate. And off we went. And it was brilliant. It was really nice. And that happens when you're out walking, and it's kind of happening here over the course of these 3 days at this event as well. So it is really good. It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for letting us come here and enjoy this. We're We're going to get out there and speak to as many people as we can now. So keep listening. Morning, Ade.
Good morning.
Where are we?
MSR.
And
Gregory.
And
Oh, now you put me in the Helenox.
Going to be going for a while there, I think. Yeah.
So I'm going to let you introduce yourself and all the brands that we're standing in amongst, because we're going to butcher it otherwise. But tell our listeners who you are and where we are.
Hello, I'm Sam. I work for Pro Agencies. So we are the UK sales agency for... Well, it's a little collection of brands, actually. So we do MSR and Thermarest and Platypus. They're all under the Cascade umbrella. And then, as you rightly said, Gregory and Helenox. We do also do Outdoor Research and Stance and Eagle Creek and Expedition Foods and Grutzy Bag as well. So we have a little collection.
Just a little collection there.
Well, I don't think generally the public understand those correlations between who, they see a brand and think, oh, right, they don't necessarily get that. They actually come under one umbrella.
Well, they don't necessarily. I mean, Cascade, Thermarest, and MSR all is one umbrella, and then the other brands have we bring them together with our good looks and good humour and obviously our exceptional sales talent. I speak for my colleagues here rather than myself, of course.
I mean, a lot of these things, you must be glad, sell themselves.
Yes. Well,
What are you saying about him, Ed?
No. You're correct. I'm a terrible salesperson. I did actually say this in the interview. I sat down for lunch with Matt and Lawrence, who I work with, and said, "Gents, I have to be straight with you here. This is a sales role, and I'm not sure I'm good for the job." But as you say, I mean, MSR and Thermarest have sold themselves, and as the public, I think, becomes more aware of our other brands, and we're trying to get that message across. Actually, the product is spectacular in a lot of cases and does all the hard work for us. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I think I've owned a number of things from Thermarest, from MSR. I built up to them. They were the kind of attainable things when I had a bit more money, and I've just fit for purpose for what they do. I've loved each and every one of them. So yeah, got my eye on a few products as well. So we're at the Outdoor and Social. What are you guys doing here for essentially the people that are at the show? What's your role here for?
Well, this is our third year at Outdoor and Social. We've been here since the beginning, and for us, it's a fantastic opportunity to network with and train up the retail staff who are sort of, if you'll forgive a somewhat topical metaphor, they're on the front line, the retail front line. They're the people that are actually selling and informing people about the product. There's only 3 of us at Pro Agencies. We can't go around and talk to everybody that's interested in buying a tent or a water filter or a mat from us. So it's a terrific opportunity over 3 days to chat professionally with them and offer some product insight and some training on what's new this year. But it's also a great opportunity to get to know them and offer them. I've worked in the retail side of things for 5 years, and I would have killed for this back then. It's a great opportunity to get to know people and build those relationships and feel like you're in the industry a little bit more. So it's a brilliant sort of blend of those two things.
It's what's lovely, coming as outsiders as we are. It's lovely to see how excited everybody was turning up yesterday, and all the tents are put up by all the different brands, and everybody was picking their tent of what they're going to stay in. So they're literally living and breathing all the equipment for the 3 days that it's here, which when you're working in a store, you get to kind of see it all and touch it all, but you don't get to really play with it and use it and dirty it and do all of that stuff. It's great. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and like all good things, we were talking to people over a beer last night.
More than one beer, Eddie.
Of course, our listeners know us. But those individuals from shops that had taken their own holiday or weren't being paid to be here, but had just made it an actual, this is something that they know that they can come and get extra information, meet people, and I think that, we've said before, go into your local shop, talk to people about what you're doing, what you need, what you're going to be using things for, and believe that they do have that expertise because of things like this.
talk us through some of the products that we've got in front of us. So let's. Where do you want to take us?
Well, I think it's worth starting with MSR. That's our. Well, I'm not going to say our favourite. That would get Holy Grail. That's yeah. It's yeah.
You can't
No, missed that off. Ed was doing some, I don't know, choral singing.
Opera, I would call it, opera. And truly beautiful it was too. No, so it's interesting what you were saying, Ed, a second ago about having worked up to the Thermarest and MSR stuff and it being fit for purpose, because I think a lot of the time there's a bit of a misconception with within the British outdoor segment that it is American product and it's built for America. For nigh on 50 years, actually, Cascade's design team were based out of Seattle in the Pacific Northwest, and I live in Manchester. So I'm used to a bit of rain. But when we went to visit them last year, I was staggered that actually the weather there was even worse than it is in the UK. So it's there is definitely an American flavour to some of the product, but it is built for. I mean, with a name like Mountain Safety Research, you know that it's going to be fit for purpose, don't you? Yeah. So over the years, they've been they've dabbled, they've dipped their toes in a massive range of varieties actually, and they've been responsible for innovations all over the place. Pit zips on jackets is one that I like to point out to people.
Wow,
yeah,
that was them.
It was, yeah. Of course, we don't do clothing anymore as MSR, but 40 odd years ago or whenever it was, they were the first people to put pit zips on jackets. So
wow.
it just gives you a sense for the innovation that they've brought as a brand. These days, they do 3.5 main areas. They do tents, of course. Everybody will be familiar, hopefully, with the Hubber and the Elixir. They do stoves as well. They do water filtration. And then the other area that we don't see so much of in the UK is they do a little bit of snow safety. So snowshoes, snow saws, avalanche poles, that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, what we've got here at the moment, we're currently stood inside of the Hellenox Dome tent in the Brand Village, and we're looking at the majority of the stove range.
Yeah. And it looks beautiful. You're talking there about almost like a bit of snobbery that people think, oh, it's from North America and it's not really built for us. I don't feel that's certainly not something I've come across. The overriding thing is MSR is incredibly brilliant. It's massively fit for purpose. It's pretty much bomb-proof, and it won't let you down when you really need a stove. It's
Yeah, I mean, I first had the reactor stove because it boiled really quickly, and I think everybody was just really amazed whenever I'd get that out. I always felt like I was showing off a little bit with it. Which
you love to show off a little bit, though, don't you?
I might do. But I've had various ones, and stop releasing stuff, please, because I just go like, I want to buy that. Then you don't need it. I just want to buy it. Don't take that advice, maybe.
No, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful stuff, and it looks. We were talking about them being properly engineered. They look like a proper piece of engineering, don't they? They're really beautiful.
They do. The reactor's a really interesting one, actually. Just to pick up on it, it was at the time completely proprietary, completely unique tech.
Yeah.
And actually, that sort of style of radiant burner, I can't remember the exact year that it came out, but it was well over 10 years ago. And it has only, as of this year, become available from other brands. So this is how far ahead of the curve MSR are in some instances. And the engineering and the manufacturing sort of technique that goes into it is extraordinary. So if we were to open it up, and if you look at the one that you've got at home, you'll notice that underneath that burner head, underneath that mesh that sits over the top, you've got, you probably won't be able to work out exactly what the material is. And what it is it's actually a metal sponge.
Oh, wow.
So what they do is they take a foam and then they inject molten metal into it. And so you end up with this aerated structure all the way through the metal there, which is, it's phenomenally cool. And that allows the gas just to distribute really evenly.
Yeah.
And that the flame sits inside that sponge, which is how you get that. It's why we call it the radiant burner tech. So you're not being heated purely by the exhaust gases, which is how a traditional burner works, but you're actually getting all of that radiation, all of that sort of infrared coming up as well. well, which is how we managed to make it so efficient. So these with the best possible cookware on them, are significantly more efficient than a Formula One engine. I'm not saying that it's a comparable level of complexity, but it tells you about the engineering behind it.
Tell us about this Gregory box, because we were looking at those, and they're brilliant. We've started to see those all over the place, haven't we, Ed?
Really, yeah. I'd like to see more of them because I've not really seen. I think I've seen one place, and I forget where it was. But it was when we were up in Edinburgh in the big
Tiso. Yeah, Tiso. You say Tiso, I say Tiso.
And we're probably both wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. You need let's not carry on with that. So tell us about the box.
So as I was saying to you, gents, earlier, actually, so Gregory has always been, since the early 70s in America, it's always been a backpack brand. That is what it is, first and foremost. That's really where their specialty is, and their design excellence. But over the years, they've sort of branched out a little bit. And so, whereas 10 years ago they would have said to you, if you'd asked them hand on heart, we are a backpack brand. These days, we're a brand that makes things that carry things. So
that's a good way to describe it. Looking at what we've got in front of us, because there's a big trend for outdoorsy wheelie cases, isn't there, at the moment? And I do own some outdoorsy wheelie cases, and. But yeah, no, the boxes really catch my eye because they're super strong, aren't they? You were standing on it earlier.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, like I said.
And how much do you weigh?
Now, that's a very personal question. Let's 85 on a good day, should we say? Kilos, that is, not stone. I'm just a blob in the corner. Yeah. No. So the boxes have been fantastic for us. They came to market a couple of years ago. And it was something that we noticed there was a bit of a niche in the market, because you can go to B&Q, can't you? And you can buy, a plastic tub for 15 or 20 quid, or you can go and you can get something from a competitor, from a Yeti or something like that. And obviously they make gorgeous kit. Wouldn't say a bad word about them, but also it's priced appropriately.
Yeah, it's very expensive stuff, as Ade knows too well, because he's got about 3 of them.
We saw an opening there. But of course, if you spot an opening in the market, you need to make a product that will do it justice. Yeah. So all of the boxes are IP65. They're water and dust proof, or splash proof technically. They're not immersion, not rated for submersion. They nest, they stack. They're made from a solid recycled polycarbonate on the bottom, 50% recycled, and the top is clear, so you can see what's inside of them. And my favourite thing about them personally is that the lids have got clasps on both sides, so you can take the lids clean off, or you can open them in either direction. Nice little feature.
Yeah, that is a really nice feature. I do like those.
Yeah, because when you put it on a shelf, it's always the wrong way, and you've got to pull it off the shelf to turn it round.
Absolutely,
that stops that.
Yeah. It's there's some companies starting to do similar to that with cool boxes as well now. It's you've seen the Dometic cool box where you can open it either way or just take it off and use it as an ice bucket. It's really clever and really handy. So it's nice to see it on a storage box. It's fab. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for talking to us. We'll we might run off with some stuff, and you won't be able to catch both of us. We're not doing that. But no, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, gents. Thanks very much for chatting to us.
Right then, Ade, we've lit a fire.
We're playing with matches.
Well, you burnt your fingers on a blowtorch.
Well, I forgot that I used a lighter instead of a fire steel, so I didn't turn the lighter off.
Foolish boy. So we're stood here with Chris from Van Gogh. Chris, tell us what we're doing and what we're playing with.
Yeah, we're playing around with a new Nomad fire pit. So it's a 2-stage burn-in fire pit. So it's designed basically for a smokeless burn. So we're standing, a foot away from the fire at the moment.
Yep.
Fully lit, no smoke coming off of it, perfectly comfortable. You can feel that heat, but we're not getting smoked out.
It's brilliant. It's my first time I've played with a smokeless fire. There's a number of different brands playing around with this, but yours is quite unique because it's it's super packable, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's essentially it's a hexagon shape with a base that all clips together. So you can take it all apart when it's cool, fold it back down, and it comes into a carry bag that's sort of the same sort of size as a laptop bag, really.
And that is brilliant. You know, we've been talking about Solo stoves, and most people know the brand Solo stove, but they're just so big to carry around. And half the time, you certainly if you're Ada or I, we bring so much other stuff that it's impossible to get something like that in the car. But that packs down to nothing, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Exactly, yeah. You know, it's ideal for taking away with you on a trip, but it's perfect for if you want to set it up in the garden as well. Easy to keep stored at home. You don't need masses of space for it.
Not at all, not at all. Explain the technology.
Yeah, so basically, the walls on it are hollow, and what that does is it allows the air in that gap to superheat. So what happens is, as the fire heats up the air inside, it burns it basically feeds more oxygen into the fire, which gets it hot enough to burn the smoke off as the smoke's exiting the fire. So like with a normal open fire pit, it doesn't get hot enough at the top level. It's not enough oxygen fuel at the top level of the fire to burn it off, which is why you get smoked out. But with this, because it's feeding the fire with extra fuel, extra hot air, it's allowing that smoke to combust a second time and burn straight off the fire. And hopefully you guys are going to take some photos of what it's doing right now, because you can see it really, really clearly with the way we've got it up to temperature at the moment. But like I say, you know, we're standing a foot away from the fire, and there's nothing coming off of that that's causing any of us to struggle.
No, there's no smoke coming off this at all, and that secondary burn is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The way the flames come in from the sides, Aid.
It really is mesmerising, as all fires are, but you know, I think that's also good for the environment. And no burning stuff. A lot of people might go, oh, well, burning, for me, you've got to have a campfire when you go camping. But this is more efficient. It's burning more of the gases before they go up into the atmosphere. So absolutely brilliant. I love it. I really love it.
I also think, you know, we've got other halves, and we've talked previously about, you know, making things more comfortable in the field means your other half will come, and if your other half will come, it means you get more camping trips. Something like this takes away all that smoke. My other half hates coming back smelling of smoke, and you know, it's just to wash her hair 2 or 3 times to get the stink of campfires out. This is just perfect.
Yeah, and as well, I just want to add, you're talking about you know, the efficiency of the fire or the emissions that are coming off the fire. Although it's getting a lot hotter, that doesn't mean it burns any faster, because it's the air gap between the inner and outer skins of the fire. So it's not actually it's feeding, the secondary burn is being fed by that oxygen flow. It's not actually forcing the wood to burn any faster. So you can just feed it like you would a normal fire, and it will last just as long.
And that's a really interesting point, because I assumed wrongly that to keep it up to that high temperature, you're just going to go through wood like you wouldn't believe. But what you're saying is, actually, once you've got it to that temperature and you've got it going, it's actually a slow burn and more economical.
Exactly, because it's essentially not keeping that heat within the centre of the fire. It's utilising that construction, the shape of the outer walls, to superheat the gap. So you're keeping it as efficient as it can be.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. So this is Vango. What's it called again?
It's the Nomad Fire Pit.
And what does it retail for?
£80.
£80.
Get out of town, but I'll have 2, please.
You know, we've taken a video of us taking it down and putting it up. We've got some video footage of us lighting this and how much the smoke disappears. So check out our socials to see those. But this is going to be seen in my back garden soon. Thanks for your time, Chris.
Nice one. Cheers, guys.
We're just walking through the tent field, and it's quite a windy day after a quite windy night where a couple of the show tents got blown away. Not the camping tents, the actual event shelters that the brands have got. But what's really evident, we wandered up the Hilleberg street, I guess. The difference of price is enormous here between some Van Gogh and yet everything has stayed up. Everything's pegged out well. And I think depending on your pocket and your price range that you go, you can get some fantastic tents that still do, you know, what the performance is. They look amazing, but everything has stayed up, hasn't it?
Yeah, really has. It stayed up really solid. And you're right there, actually. There are loads of tent manufacturers here, loads of brands, and all the tents are doing their job, aren't they? They've stayed up and they look great. And don't worry if you haven't got £800 to spend on a one man hiking tent. You'll probably be all right if you're spending, a fraction of that.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to obviously what you like as well. You and I know that we spend a lot of money on things, and when you've got your heart set on something, but I think sometimes it does pay to look around, go to a show and just see the differences. It's all down to weight, poles, fabric, what's the environment you're going to be using it in mostly, rather than that once in a blue moon. Just really have a good shop around, I think.
Yeah. It's lovely to see so many tents and such variation, but it's also really quite important to recognise the fact that, yes, of course, the £900 Hilleberg tent has stayed up in the wind that we had last night, but so have all the other tents as well. So there can be a little bit of snobbery. I've said many times at some point, they started the big fan. We might have to call this one off.
Yeah, I think that's it. We waffled enough. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, they don't need a wind machine today. It's windy. What are you doing, Ade?
I'm eating pancakes that have just been cooked for us. Yeah, absolutely amazing. A carbon steel pan that goes either on your fire with legs, or you can put a camping stove underneath it. And yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant.
Super lightweight as well, isn't it? It's So we are introduce yourself and introduce the brand for us, if that's okay.
Hello, my name is Tobias Eklund. I'm one of the founders of Dahlem. We are a Swedish outdoor brand making skillets. And this kind of product is a very popular way of popular pan, a popular way of cooking in the Scandinavias. What we have done is that we have brought down the weight to 35% lighter in weight, which means it's more like a hiker-friendly pan, so you can bring it out with the family or friends, or if you go camping, caravan camping or something, you can use it. So you can also put this on a charcoal grill at home. So it's a very versatile kit. And you can make everything from flatbread to a pasta dish to a pizza, a wok. So it's a very versatile type of pan because of the gently bowl shape of the pan.
Yeah, it's kind of like one pan does everything, really. It is great, super lightweight. We just picked up. Is it two sizes you do, or do you do more than? So two sizes. What are the sizes?
So we do 3 sizes today. So we do a small one for 1 to 2 persons. It's the Dahlem 30. So it's a 30 centimeter diameter pan. And then we go up to the middle size. It's the Dahlem 40 centimeter. And that one is for 3 to 5-ish people, depending on what kind of dish you're making, right? So if you're making hamburgers, maybe you can do it for more. But if you do a wok, then it's limited in size, so to say. And the last one is our biggest one is 50 centimeters, and that's more for a bigger group.
Fab. We picked up the 40 centimeter one, and it weighs nothing, doesn't it, Ed?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of carbon steel. I have that at home. I don't have any non-stick, and if you treat it right and you wipe it down and keep on seasoning it, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, and what we want to do with our brand is to have products that keeps the quality over time, and we are really putting focus on that the customer want to use the product time and time again. So we have put a lot of effort into the pan in different perspectives. So for example, the surface on the carbon steel is treated with a kind of a blasting method, which means that
it's almost a natural non-stick surface, so the food doesn't stick and it's easy to clean. So it should be easy for the user to use our product. And then again, as it's a carbon steel, it's very easy to maintain. Just season it and keep it a little bit conditioned with oil, and it will last forever. And also there's very few mechanical parts that can break, so we only have like threads to connect the legs to the pan, and thereby we can also give a lifetime guarantee on the product. Brilliant. So our vision is that if you buy a pan, you can hand it over to your kids or your grandkids.
Yeah, we talk about it as legacy pieces.
Yeah.
So things that will outlive me, but you can literally hand it down.
That's our objective, and we also with our company want to inspire people to get out. And I think for us, so one our way to kind of inspire people to go out is through the cooking, because it's easy even with families. Go out and make some pancakes with your kids. I mean, so it doesn't have to be a 5 days hike in a steep trail. So this is also outdoor.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. You've cooked us some pancakes, so we're going to eat those now. Thank you very much, Tobias. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks so much for coming.
Well, Tim, we are on our third day here, so second night camping, and yesterday for me, I think we got to really experience what this show is all about for the people that are coming and visiting, because there's so many experts here. And we learned a lot about a lot of brands and what they're doing, and some of their new kit, some of their old existing kit. What do you think?
I think it was brilliant. So obviously day one was set up for everybody, and just going around and looking. Whereas yesterday everybody was on point. Everybody, the whole point of being here is go and talk to the brands, play with the equipment, and we got to do that the same as anyone else who's come from one of the outdoor stores, didn't we?
Yeah, we got some kit to try, which was really nice. There's lots of walks and things. Anybody that hasn't been to Edale, come to Newgate.
Newgate? Newfold Farm in Edale.
Whatever.
You don't come here for facts.
Sorry, I really butchered that. But do come to Edale and Newfold Farm. You can come anytime, and there is some great walks and stuff. But for here and this week, they've chosen a great location for training. And some of that training is the walks and the events that are happening. Others, there's some classroom events. And it's excellent. I think we really experienced it yesterday.
It's we kind of knew what was going to happen here, but actually being here, it's so, like with most things, it's so much better when you're actually doing it rather than just thinking about it. It's great. We've just had breakfast. It's 9:20 in the morning. A group of fell runners have just set off, and those are people from the stores, people who are here. They've been kitted out in fell running shoes and jackets and all the kits. Some of them are wearing, they've had running vests and things like that to go and try. And they've just shot off, and they're going to go run over the hills. And it's pretty cool, isn't it, really? There's just a lot going on.
Yeah. I saw them and thought they weren't up until 2 drinking like we were. But, I'll do the fell running tomorrow, Tim.
Oh, God, yeah. The and social side of things is just as good as all the amazing kit. I have to say. Turns out we thought we were drinkers, but the outdoor industry, my word, they're drinkers.
Well, they're friendly and drinking.
They're frinking.
They work hard, they play hard, Tim. There's nothing wrong with that. And so friendly. So we made loads of new friends, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see what today brings.
Yeah, me too. What we haven't done is talk through the kit that we've got. So tell the listeners, Ed, what you've brought, because we were invited to come to this by the organisers, and they said, bring all your toys, bring all your kit, because they wanted us to show off a little bit. I have to say it's worked because particularly your setup has had a lot of people coming and having a look. But tell everyone what you brought, Ade.
Oh, shucks, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of peak showing off. And I've said a couple of times to people that this is about, we're the end user. We spend a terrific amount of money on stuff. So, yeah, I brought my Robin's tent. We've got a nice tart set up. I've got the Snow Peak kitchen. I've got a lovely bed set up. And I've kept it all tidy so that people are going by going, can I have a look inside? Oh my God, that's amazing. And I felt a little bit, we're next to some, there's a tent in front of us, which is a kilo. It's got carbon fibre poles. Like, for me, I feel a little bit shamefaced that I was like, have I come to the wrong event? But you know what? We're showing that people do things in a different way. It doesn't all have to be fell running and just a single pitch. We can do that. We know we can do that. We can also do it, much bigger. What have you brought?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because, we can do that, but I don't think many people can do what we do and what we've done here because people don't have people don't have the volume of kit. But two, we're predominantly car campers, and we've said all along, if you bring in the car, well, why wouldn't you put it in? It's not like you're carrying any of this stuff on your back. Most of the tents here are tents to be carried on your back, so they're all about weight and everything else, and how they perform in rain and wind. But I have to say, it was very windy last night, and our big, massive tents stood up to the wind amazingly, didn't they? Nothing's, some other tents have gone overnight. Ours hasn't.
No, I think, I feel a little bit proud. I spent a bit of time doing some extra dry lines last night just to make sure that my tarp didn't fly away or drag my tent with me, which is almost what happened in Northumberland last year. But we did have an accident, didn't we?
We had 2 accidents, actually. So there was a falling over accident, and my beautiful Tilly lamp no longer has glass in it, which I'm a bit gutted about. But that's what drinking whiskey after the pub does. And we then had a little, I'm a bit ashamed, really. A bit ashamed. We had a fire incident. So we borrowed. Well, actually, you asked me to say what I've brought. I haven't said what I've brought yet. We'll come to the fire incident in a minute. Just going to tease you with that one. So here's a shout out to Richie. I brought my 3-meter bell tent. I got the 3-meter bell, the baby bell. I've got my Nomad View stove in there. I've got my little Van Gogh adventure tarp on the front as an awning. I've brought the jet. I brought too much stuff that I'm not going to need, but I wanted to kind of show it off, and they wanted us to do that. So I've got the Jetboil Genesis. I've got my Stanley water butt, my big Stanley cool box. I've got my coffee kit. I've got a good bed set up in there, so I'm super comfortable. It's a really comfy setup. It is a really comfy setup. But I have to say, compared to yours, looking at my tent compared to yours, it's looking a bit tatty now. So I think it's getting to the point where that 3-meter bell might have to go.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Tim. I can see what's happening.
Am I just justifying getting another 10?
Yeah, I think so. But we are purchasers. We are shoppers. What's that next big thing? If we were always just camping in a Robins, we've got a podcast to run, Tim. We need new stuff.
Absolutely. It is now, though. It's God. When was COVID? 2020. So it's 6 years old. 6 years old now is that tent. So and it has done a lot of camping trips, and it's a cream bell tent. It doesn't wear well for bird crap on it and muddy bits that just naturally happen one way or another. So I'm thinking it might go. So I'm definitely on the look for another tent. And that Van Gogh canvas one that we saw at the show is I can hear it calling in the dark. It's going, Tim, do you want this tent? It's that's what we've got. We've set it up in a really nice way. We've got I did bring the big massive canvas awning as well, windbreak that we've got. Sorry, and that's been really handy because it has been proper windy, but it's kind of saved us. You brought a couple of fire pits, but we ended up using a different one, didn't we, Ed?
Yeah, we got the new one. No, it was last year's product, but we got to see them and we did a couple of videos. Tim taking it apart because it folds down flat and packs away. Very similar to the Solo stove that a lot of you will know, but a packable one. And so we were all stood around that last night. Absolutely brilliant. And it, as we said earlier, people congregate near a fire. So that was all lovely. It really died down. And we took ourselves off to the pub. No hint that anything would go wrong. And then somebody came and showed us that the wind had blown one of the chairs onto the fire, and it had almost set alight, which we feel a bit shamefaced, like we're not professionals. So, let that be a lesson to you. Don't leave a fire unguarded. And we certainly won't.
Yeah, we won't do that again. Felt proper shamed. They came up to us in the pub last night in the middle of the pub quiz and showed us the pictures, and it was like, oh shit. And but it was down to just a few embers. And the fire pit we're talking about is the Van Gogh Nomad, which is a smokeless, packable fire pit by Van Gogh. Absolutely brilliant. We've seen it, but we actually got to play with it yesterday. And they lent us one to bring back to our camp, and we were burning it. And it's my first experience of a smokeless fire. My word, is that great? Big misconception I thought was that just to get that temperature up high, you had to burn it a lot, but you don't. It's a great piece of kit. We did speak to Chris, and as we probably already put that in the show, to be honest, but. Great piece of kit, but yeah, it was down to embers, and it literally, wow, gosh, Ed's just showing me it retails for £80, but you can get it on Amazon at the moment for £62. Wow, that's very cool. Yeah, it was down to embers, and we literally thought that's all right. We'll go to the pub. Because it's the construction of it means actually if you just got a few embers in the bottom, there's no way those are coming out because of the construction of the fire pit. But we didn't move the chairs away, and one of them got blown on it, and clearly heat built up, and at some point it caught. But feel proper like stupid, to be honest. We massively apologised, and lesson learnt. We're not going to do that again.
Yep. What more can you say? We're sorry.
Oh God. Shall we go talk to some people and have a bit of a play with some more stuff?
And we are here in Sea to Summit, looking at some of the stuff that we've got, some of the stuff that I might want to purchase. But we're here with James. James.
Hi. Good morning. How are you?
Very good. So tell us why Sea to Summit is at this show.
So we're here just to spend some time with the retailers who've been buying into this stuff in the last couple of years. We've got a good network now in the UK, and it's a really good chance to get them outside, get them testing some kit and seeing, does it work? And so far, the answer's been a resounding yes.
Yeah, well, as I said before, I own something. So I've got the Comfort Deluxe mattress, which is just brilliant. I think bedding is something that I think was the last thing that I spent a bit of money on, and I wish it had been the first thing that I'd spent money on, because a good night's sleep's a good night's sleep.
Oh, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it? So Comfort Deluxe is a great choice, especially if you're having that sort of camping setup where you're there for a few days, more of a base camp. I mean, you get fantastic warmth, great comfort, and if you can tune that with a nice roomy sleeping bag and a good pillow, it's better than being at home sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And my partner's not a camper, but she likes the setup, and she now is a camper because of that Comfort Deluxe. So I own 2 of them, and yeah, they're just brilliant.
Yeah, they're really good. But one real benefit with that as well is you can find they actually become a really useful spare bed at home. So, rather than having to fold away futon, have that at home for a spare bed. So, yes, it's an investment to buy, but you can get a good amount of use. And as you said, if you can convert somebody from a reluctant camper to someone who can enjoy it, then it's money well spent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the benefit of me being able to get out in the field a little bit more. If I don't have to convince somebody else because they're not liking it. So, but you've got quite a bit of kit here. Is there anything new within the range?
Yeah, we've got a few new bits. So we've actually updated the Comfort Deluxe. That's had a couple of tweaks around how it's put together this year, just using a slightly lower impact fabric. So we've moved to solution dyed fabrics, PFAS-free treatments, just to make sure everything is causing the least impact it can, but the comfort remains unchanged. And then we've done a fair bit of work around our ultralight range. So Comfort Deluxe is one end of our spectrum, but at the other end we have a new mat called the Ultralight XR, which is an incredibly small pack size, but still super comfortable. And we can tin that up with a pillow, liner and sleeping bag, coming in at less than 2 kilos for the full sleep system. Wow. So
that is amazing. It really, really is good. I mean, Sea to Summit do an incredible amount of stuff in their camping range. We see just a bit of it here, but I've been really impressed. I think I had a puncture in my mattress, and you guys fixed it for me.
Yeah, we always do our best. So we've got a returns and repair centre in Newcastle. So our UK office is in the northeast. And we will try and fix stuff whenever we can. I mean, all the mats and pillows come with repair patches, so you should be able to fix stuff yourself. But if not, we've got a great relationship with some of the gear repairers across the UK. So if we can fix something, we certainly will do our best to do that.
I really like how so many brands now are really thinking about sustainability and getting away from this throwaway culture of just, well, it's gone now, I'll just have to get another one. It's really nice. There's a few brands here that are, repair centres are now a real thing. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, you get a relationship with your kit, don't you? Some of the stuff you have, you've got those stories, there's things you've been through, adventures you've had, and it feels a shame to get rid of it. I mean, we were talking earlier, I've got some gloves people looking at, they're 15 years old, but they're still going, and why get rid of them?
Totally.
Yeah, I think we do stick with the things that we know, and I think there's that brand similarity. What else do they do when you're looking for something new? And certainly I've been really happy with my Sea to Summit stuff, and I've recommended it to other people. So
great, thank you. I mean, it's an interesting brand. We've got stuff, like we said, at the ultra lightweight end of the spectrum through to, heavier weight but fantastic luxury, last your lifetime kind of comfort. So there should be something for most sorts of campers within what we do.
And where is Sea to Summit from?
So from Perth in Western Australia.
I thought it was Australian.
Yeah, it's a cool place. I mean, people think of Australia, they think maybe red sand and blue skies, which it's absolutely got. But there's high alpine terrain, there's rainforest, there's swamps, there's deserts. I mean, it's a big place. So when we say tested by Australia, that could mean almost anything.
Yeah, and the spiders and the snakes and everything else. They're hardy, I'd trust an Australian, definitely.
Yeah, there's a big range of insect protection and sort of animal protection in that Australian side of the range, which of course we don't see much of in the UK, luckily.
Yeah, thankfully.
Well, thanks very much. It's been great to speak to you and look at your kit.
Yeah, likewise, nice to meet you. And if you want to give anything a try, let us know.
We have seen, but it's not really about us, is it, Ed?
No, it's not. It is about the people that come here and why this event happens.
So we're stood with Jake and Lucy. Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Hello, Jake.
Hello.
And you are delegates at this here thing. 2 years running, am I right in saying?
2 years running, this is our third. You make it sound so fancy.
This is Tim's recording voice.
Have I got a recording voice?
No,
I didn't think I had. So why have you come back? Why do you come? And what have you got out of this?
So I mean, the first time it was relatively unknown, wasn't it? It was about the learning specifically. We came, we've seen, we heard, we learnt. And then Adam and Keith, the owners, the runners, blew us away really, and we saw that there were going to be a hell of a scope to this, because it seems a bit daft that no one's trying outdoor stuff in the outdoors. Like, it seems like they're onto something, but it's something so simple anyway. And then it's just gone bigger and bigger in the subsequent year, and then this year as well. It's fantastic. We love it here.
I first came to learn, but not just to learn with people that people see as competitors, but with our peers, because we're all in the same industry, we're all in the same boat. We all serve the same customer and enjoy doing what we're doing. We wouldn't be in outdoor retail if we didn't enjoy it and want to get something out of it and get other people into it as well. As a long time hiker and everything else, I want other people to see the joy of it, which is why I'm here to learn the best I can to give that information.
That's brilliant. It's an interesting point you said there, because normally you're all competitors, aren't you? You're surrounded by the competition. It's what brand do you are you here with? Who do you work for?
We work for Go Outdoors, but we're here off our own backs, so we've taken holidays to come and do this because we believe in it.
That's incredible, but you're not supported to come to stuff like this.
Well, it was originally prescribed that they were meant to send staff, and that's, obviously above our pay grade. But the 27, I think, across the JD group, which is the JD Outdoor group, which is, ultimately our employers. But well, I mean, we were always going to come regardless of whether the company was.
There's 27 of us. There's 27 of us here to this week that aren't being paid to be here, and it's all because we love the trade, we love what we do, and we love the outdoor, and we love the kit that we use.
You've got passion for it, so yeah, fab.
What would you say to anybody that is thinking of coming to this event that hasn't had the opportunity or doesn't even know about it, and hopefully hearing it on a podcast?
Go to And Social, sign up. If you work for a retailer, you don't have to come as part of your company sending you. You can sign up as a retailer yourself, like we've done, and said, I want to learn for us. So Outdoor and Social, they're amazing.
And the process is relatively simple as well. It's like a form, like a Google Doc almost. So like Lucy said, you can sign up relatively easily and get you sent.
Why wouldn't you want to sign up for free and come and do a lot of kit walks with the kit that you use out on the hills and stuff like that, and do climbing and everything else in between for free?
I'm going to say people pay quite a lot of money to come and do stuff like this, don't they? But you guys aren't charged, are you, to come?
Not even no. We're fed, watered, get to try out some pretty expensive gear
and meet some amazing people.
Yeah. So it's I mean, the benefits are shockingly self-apparent.
Yeah. It's we can see it on everybody's faces. Everybody's having such a good time and such a good laugh, and the social part of it is absolutely brilliant. I mean, we've had such a laugh on a night, haven't we?
Yeah, we really have. I think it's just very evident. I think as well the amount of people that are here that are sharing tents, that are able to try out a tent from various brands that are here. There's Big Agnes, there's Nemo, there's Van Gogh, Helleberg. You can ask them to have a go in their tents overnight. So absolutely brilliant. It's, other than getting here, if you're supported by your manager to, essentially support sales. And we've said it before, the people in the shops are experts. Go and talk to them.
Yeah. So, what's your favourite thing here? What's your favourite thing that you've discovered here?
Oof, I mean, now for me, it's because we've been around the stalls, numerous years, so it's seen what's new and what have you. The knowledge is sort of starting to take a backseat. It's not more now like the networking and the community aspect that I come for personally now. But the social aspect is my thing here.
Fab. And you, Lucy?
That's such a hard question. The brands that we don't sell, I've really enjoyed learning about the product that I can just advise our customer on. If we don't sell the right thing, then someone else will, and it'll make their life a lot more easier and safer on the hills if we can't supply that. And having that knowledge to do that means that you have a customer for life because you can give good customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a real pleasure to meet you both. And we were rubbish at darts together. We did really well at the quiz. We came second. Who knows what the entertainment is tonight? But we'll get some beers later. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What an adventure we've had, Ed. Yet again, another casual camping podcast adventure. You had a good time?
I had an amazing time. We've been camping, which why wouldn't we have a good time? But I think what's made it is the people. We've seen camping setups, we've seen different tents, we've talked to a load of brands, we've understood the training that is given here, and we've had a few beers and some lovely food, and everybody has just been just brilliant. The kind of people that you hope to find on a campsite at any time, and yet they're all just so engaged with why they're here. And it's brilliant. It's refreshing to see. And people that are giving their own time that aren't being paid to be here, but just love and want to know and want to, be, I think Jake said it, a service industry. That's what it feels like rather than actually retailers.
That's really powerful thing that really, isn't it? And, and as Lucy said, outside of here, they're all competitors. They're all fighting over each other for the same customers. But actually here, everybody's just all about the outdoors and the equipment and learning so that they can go back into work and sell this stuff and give a better service to customers. I think it's been absolutely brilliant. I would love to come again. We've had an amazing time. We've seen some incredible equipment. We've had some really great conversations. What we've put on the show is a fraction of the conversations we've had, but hopefully it gives you a bit of a flavour. But shall we go to the pub?
Just before we do, I think it's really important. Kev was saying, actually, if you're not here as a retailer, they want brands here. They want to be bigger. They want to be doing more of these. And so, the power of people's voices of speak to your managers, anybody that's in that industry. And I think, all I can say is this will be bigger and better, and it'll go from strength to strength, and trust. Sometimes it's always not in the best interest to chase those bargains. Pay for something that you will keep, so yeah, get it out there, but go speak to your local retailers. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. We've said it many times, haven't we? It's, it's great to look at stuff in the virtual shopping window of the internet, but actually go into your local shop, because if you don't go and use that local shop, it won't be there. It will go. And so go down your local shop, because actually they come to places like this and they really know what they're talking about.
Let's go for a minute mindfulness before the pub. You were just eager, weren't you? You forgot about the minute mindfulness, Tim.
I was going to smack it off, to be honest, but all right then, we'll go to a minute mindfulness.
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Brilliant. Equally as good as the refreshingness of being here for the week. So we hope you've enjoyed this episode. Like, share, follow, interact. We like to see your pictures as well. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.